Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Listen closely to men who don't complain about women. Listen closely. And this goes beyond like somebody who calls himself a dating coach or calls himself giving advice about women on YouTube or on social media in general. I'm talking about just men in everyday life. Just men in everyday life. And because it'll tell you a lot. It'll tell you a lot. Let me give a quick story because y'all know I'm moving and I'm recording this early. If I pan the room or something, you'll see my empty bookcases because they're packed, which incidentally took 3 containers. But the thing is, I had a guy, because I'm getting a new bed, and I knew the guy coming to get the bed, and I had my equipment up for my videos, but he was like, "Oh, what do you do?" And so I told him, and I said, "Yeah, I talk about relationships," because he was asking, did I have any advice for him? I said I give general advice, and I didn't say relationships at first, but when I say relationships, he was like, "Oh, don't really need that," and stuff. And the dude from the gym, so definite body game and stuff. And real cool, got some charisma and all of that, right? But I would know it, like in the real world, that's the type of guy that you would ask about relationships. Listen closely to just when they talk. Because see, here's the thing. If a man isn't really complaining about how the women he's dealing with or anything like that, apparently he's either getting plenty or he's got a good relationship. Let me use an analogy. You don't hear millionaires complaining about money or people who got money. They're not saying, "Oh man, I'm broke. I need all of this." They usually just living. Now, if you get a man who's not complaining, apparently he don't have issues. Common sense, right? Common sense. Now let me say something, because sometimes if a guy ain't saying anything, people will say, "Oh, he's blue pill" or something like that. He's winning. He's winning. Apparently he's doing something everybody else isn't doing. Because if that person is doing well, they must know something. Even if they not, a formal teacher or something. Like coming up, the dudes I would listen to about relationships, they never complained. When you saw them interacting with women, they were real cool, calm, whatever. In fact, many of them had women like checking them out and everything. They are not having problems. See, one of the things that's happening out here is you have more men complaining about women, having issues with women, than you have men who don't. Now, one of the unfortunate things is that the men who got the issues, they think, "Oh, wait, something's wrong with the men who don't." It's like nothing wrong. That's their experience. Their experience is just as legit. When people talk about 80-20, alpha, beta, select and non-select, people keep forgetting, oh, wait, these select guys are out here. And just to be clear, all the men who are select aren't players. And you know what? I actually got challenged on saying that one time. I'm like, I'm the one who put that term out in the general public. And I must know what I'm talking about. Because a select man, he can get one woman, he good with it and everything. And that's something else too. If you see a man and he have a good relationship, he got a good relationship, you see him with his woman, she's showing him utmost respect. She ain't walking in front of him. She ain't over talking him. She's looking up to him, smiling with love in her eyes. Oh, he must know what he's talking about. I remember when I first came out with a book, Nice Guys and Players, and there's one dude who was a player. He saw me with my co-parent, and he was like, "Oh, I need to get your book." I mean, it's just like, look, listen to them. Apparently, they have some perspective. Now, it can be tough asking them a direct question because, you know, somebody could know something, but they ain't thinking about it because it's natural to them. And so it can be tough, but just pay attention to them. Because that's all I would do. I'd just be like, because even when I was doing, pulling together the information for my book, Nice Guys and Players, it wasn't just based on just me. Just me, yeah, just me is in there. Me is in there, of course. I'm in there. Because there's no real such thing as an objective book, no matter how hard somebody tries. But it's also based on the information of several men that I've known, observed, talked to, who weren't having any problems with women. And you start seeing the same thing. You can learn a lot. Indeed, one of the things that just helped me when I was younger was just hanging out with some actual players. Just hanging out with them. They weren't telling me anything. They ain't really hit me and say, yeah, sit down, young blood, let me tell you something. They would just let you watch. I mean, you just had to pick up on it, you know? So you listen closely to them. Even if they just shooting the breeze, talking, you just sit there and be quiet and just take it in. Because, look, here's the bottom line. Despite everything, you know, the reality is there are men out here who are succeeding with women. Now, some people are trying to say, well, because they look good and trying to figure it out. It's like, yeah, maybe, but all of them who are succeeding with women aren't fashion model looking. Or as much as I talk body game, it ain't all about that. Now, people keep saying, was this or that? Well, find out, you know? And the one thing I found in common with these guys, they're just comfortable with women. They just comfortable. So your thing is, okay, how to figure out how they getting comfortable. And like I say, they ain't always looks. You got some dudes, they look very average. Shoot, they'll say it. They'll call themselves ugly or something. And the women like eating it up. So what are they doing? And everything. Because I'm gonna tell you what, one of the things is, as you go through life, the best way to really learn something is to witness it, to see it. That's the best way. That's the best way. That's why I even, with everything I tell you, I say, go out, apply the information. In fact, sometimes I get some people hit me up privately and they say, well, what should I do? What should I do? I say, there are times I'd say to them, man, you got to figure it out. Yeah, I got to figure it out. I can tell you so much, but like they'll ask me about a specific woman. And I'm like, I don't know her. I don't know her. Every woman is different. I don't know the circumstances. I don't know how she interacted. Because I could say something like, let me use that for an example. Somebody might ask me how to deal with a certain woman. I'm like, I don't know that woman. You know, the woman might be giving them hell, but she meet me and she's like all over me. Or at the same, on the other hand, she could love that dude, be all on him, but she see me, she be like, ooh. You know? Because even when you listen closely to the men who don't complain about women, it's all, at the end of the day, it's still just to give you a perspective. It's to give you a perspective which you need to apply. That's very important. That's very important, seriously. Because here's the thing. If you want to win in life, deal with who's winning. Be around who's winning. You know? And that goes beyond women. That's just one thing. If you want to make money in life, you need to find a way to be around some men or women, people who are making money. You need to be around that, whatever you want to do. If you want to be a better basketball player, you need to be around some better players, some better athletes. If you want to like go in the gym and lift better, you need to be around some people who are doing some serious lifting, regardless of what it is. You could just want to be a better artist. You need to be around some serious artists. You might be into poetry and stuff. Well, you need to be going to poetry events and stuff that got some great poets and everything. So, you know, and you just listen closely. You can just soak in, rather, some of the knowledge that they're sharing. And that's with anything in life. Find the winners, regardless of what it is, you know? So anyway, that's all I have for today, y'all. Get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.